Folks, this week's Melbourne Catholic podcast is one with a little bit of a difference. We're looking ahead to the Australian Catholic Youth Festival. It's coming up in Perth in December, 8 to 10, under the theme of Listen to What the Spirit is Saying. But the podcast actually is talking to Deacon Chris Creo and his two lovely daughters, Sanyata and Sanghaya. Deacon Chris, you're from the parish of Caroline Springs and you attended Sydney in 2017. And in the podcast, we've talked quite a bit about that experience. It must have been marvellous.
It is, and thank you, Shane. For me as a deacon, as a minister of the church, it really gives me a good insight of our youth and of our church.
And the experience of going along in 2017 with your two lovely daughters, who do feature quite strongly on the podcast with their experiences of Sydney, that must have been something quite memorable.
Oh, yes, it is, because, as a deacon, we try to model our faith. And I am very pleased that my daughters picked that up. So, and on their own journey of faith as well, they're trying to discover for themselves what the Catholic faith is all about.
So the theme is listen to what the Spirit is saying. How would you talk to that in terms of people who might still be thinking they might go along?
Well, I really would like to encourage them to be open, to the promptings of the Spirit, and it can come from somebody from the parish saying, "Why don't you have a try in attending them?" That's listening, and be open, be daring to listen, and to have it a go.
Archbishop Peter has really made it his strong wish that we get big numbers from the Archdiocese of Melbourne heading all the way west to beautiful Perth. And I think there's many hundreds already who've booked, and I think it's getting toward the end of the period where you can make a decision. So if you are a bit excited about going, go on to the Catholic Archdiocese of Melbourne website or the Melbourne Catholic website, and you'll get all the details. Your two daughters, Sanyata and Sanghaya, two beautiful Filipino names.
Yes.
They talk in the podcast about the incredible experience of being together with big numbers of people of their own age and being quite uplifted by that.
Yes, because let's admit it, there's some a perception that the youth is disengaged, that they don't care about the faith.
Yeah.
And then when they went in the last youth festival, they discovered that no, there are actually many of our youths there trying to discover their own faith, and they're asking questions. And so for them, it's a real revelation. And that's why I want to encourage everybody also to have a go and try to find out, listen to the Spirit, and discover your own faith journey and your own faith in those kind of settings.
And your own journey is a little bit different. You're a deacon, but you're married with a lovely family. That must be a wonderful way to live your life.
Well, yeah, it certainly is a balancing act, but but it's really for me it's very fruitful, because my family also helped me in my ministry and how I live out my faith. So, that's because listening. I listen to my family, and also I take that as something that the Spirit wants to tell me as well. So really, listening is the first step in our faith journey.
Well, my hunch, folks, is that the people of St. Catherine of Siena in Caroline Springs are very lucky to have someone like Deacon Chris Creo, and he's very lucky to have lovely daughters. And look, we talk on the podcast a lot about their experiences of 2017, looking ahead to December this year. Listen to what the Spirit is saying is the theme of the Australian Catholic Youth Festival 2019, coming up December 8 to 10. If you've been thinking about maybe going along, or you know someone younger who you might give a little bit of a twist of the arm, well, I hope this has inspired you. Deacon Chris and, of course, Sanyata and Sanghaya, thank you, folks. The Melbourne Catholic podcast this week is a real beauty. I hope you'll really enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you, Shane, and go for it.